You always love to import out to Excel, right? So reporting services works great there. You can create tables, import into Excel, and make insights nice data right there. Yes, sir.
Now, why did you go some further in your what is this exactly?
Yeah, so what this is every single element. Yes, every element inside of Power View ties to every other element in Power View. So if I were to hit the accessories right here, it actually looks at only the accessories, and right now it's only 2009 data as well. So I could compare 2009 or to 2000 versus 2008. It's not seeing a lot of gyrations in my data here. So I'm going to hit the play button. We can also just pick the United States, and we'll see how much of these sales are for just the United States on the left as well. By just clicking that, and it shades and only shows me the United States sales. So very easy, even to use your user to handle.
So Brian, my claims you don't have any control of that.
Well, I do now, as far as color and all that. Yeah, I have a little styles button here. I can change the kind of style based on the theme of my company. I can also change the background if I want to get a little nasty here and turn it to a black background. I can change an image, put an image in the background as well. We have a lot more flexibility than I used to have.
Okay. All right.
It's pretty gnarly to report that.
All right. So I'm inside reporting services now, and I've created a new data set, and with the MDX being not the most intuitive language and a little difficult to learn, they've got an MDX builder built into reporting services. So if I want to build something inside of here, I can drag over my sales price, and drag over, start slicing it by maybe my customer location. You just start building up my query for me here, maybe by calendar date there. And then I can also put parameters on the report. So let's say I want to do it by product category. I can drop that up top here and say I'm going to make that a parameter on my report.
Mike, you said it builds its own MDX. How good is that?
It's
performance-wise.
It's horrible. It is horrible. I'm going to show you.
But you advocate using it.
No, I would not.
Okay.
Then why are we talking about it?
That was my next. This is my machine stops grinding like that.
Brian, did yours generate code? Do we have to worry about that?
No, you don't worry about that at all.
Oh, okay, good.
So there's no code at all.
No code at all.
No code at all.
I like it when data magically appears.
Right.
Yeah, so design mode is top here. Yeah, design mode. And my machine's just taking a break.
Alright, well cool. While it does that, I'm going to do one more feature that is really neat. I'm going to go to Insert here, and one of the neat features inside of 2013 now is this new plugin, it's free plugin called GeoFlow. And this allows you to look at geo data. So I'm going to hit launch GeoFlow. This requires internet access. It's going to go on the web right now, get a map of the world. It's touch friendly, so I can spin the world right here. I can go ahead and put some data elements. Now, I don't have things like lat and long, but it does like lat and long. So I can go over here and look for something like locations. There we go. I can pick, how about a city, a country, and maybe a state, and hit map it. And now I'm going to get a data point for all of my customers that are out there perhaps. And I can kind of zoom in closer. And you'll see those customers start to drop down here. I don't like that theme though. I want to see more like the satellite view of it instead. And I want to actually see the names of the countries as well. Okay, so that's going to, in a second here, I'll start seeing different names of countries and all that. There we go.
And the country has acne.
It looks like one of those like disease spreading cubes.
It's a zombie outbreak.
Oh, that's the cool part. So if I want to look at this and say, let's take a look at Mike, here's that?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Hey, Mike, where's your map?
I got money time.
Mike, do you have a map?
Where's your map?
I'll make a map next. All right. So here we go. So this is my MDX. Horrible old MDX in here. So if you want to write better MDX for your reports, or an MDX, you come in here and you can also do this here. The big problem though is after I make any kind of changes in here, I can't go back to my design view here. That's gone. You're having to write it all by hand inside of the design there. So definitely a big gotcha there. If you're okay with the bad MDX that it creates, and your report runs fine in terms of performance, great. Then you can stick with the MDX.
Wake up, man. Hey, it's alright. The MDX is gone.
So again, I'm back to my end user experience here in GeoFlow. While Mike was talking, what I can do is I can hit things like area code. How about silk price, for example? And what we'll see is a map that comes up. I want to all of these buttons that you saw here as I zoom in closer have become more like towers now. So the larger the sale price, the more a tower. If I don't like a column, I can also make it a heat map instead and see what the pockets of my customers are by the sales price. We're starting to see the pockets of customers. And looking for red, there they are. LA, go figure. see all those customers that way as well.
What is it you're selling?
Stuff.
Self-service pharmaceuticals.
Enterprising student, very enterprising.
Now, Brian, this is really cool. Is this an enterprise feature? Or?
This is free. This is you have Excel, you're ready to roll.
Wow.
So I have Excel Home Edition. Can I do this?
Probably not.
What about Microsoft Works?
Yes.
Alright, so going back to reporting services, so, and now I'm gonna build my report. I've got my query done now, and I've got to build a report, so I drag out a matrix on here, I drag over my sell price, I drag out, I'm gonna slice it by month over here, I'm gonna slice it by the country on top, and you gotta continue building it. Now I also wanna format it correctly, I'll put some colors in it, I wanna change all that. So I did that earlier, so here it is done. And, no ways.
Some awesome video.
Okay.
Awesome with the X and back.
The gerbils are
Brian, you got anything while we're waiting again?
Yeah, so I'll hit sell date, for example, right
That
now.
would be good.
You'll notice the sell date goes down here, it says time, and I want to analyze my items by sale, I'll do by year here. And now we'll see our sales grow in certain areas. Looks like I'm looking at London right now. And so if I hit a little button in the moment here, it's processing of data. It will actually let us look at the data over each year. Kind of like you saw in that scatter plot. In this case, it's going to be looking at the data and London growing and growing in sales. So the process of data right now. It's scrubbing a couple million records right now. Mike, you done?
I'm building a map report now.
Okay.
It's gonna take me about 11 minutes.
So we're seeing London now grow in sales. As time goes on.
10 minutes.
Hey, what?
He's got a zombie outbreak. What do you have?
I know, I'm feeling jealous.
It's the one thing you didn't pre-build.
Now, Brian, if you were on a more somewhat rigid kind of net,
Okay.
perhaps you had a lot of source control. What advantage would this have? I mean, what if I don't have access to the data, or what if I have very heavy restrictions on what reports I can utilize?
Well, the good thing is you don't have to have that. We don't have to have data. We can bring data from anything, Teradata, U2, Oracle, SQL Saturday, or Report, for example. But if you don't have access to data, we're probably kind of bad luck now. That's where our IT guys have to come in and tell us, we'll bring IT guys in here. Or some stuff.
Okay, so we do have maps inside our reporting services also, so I'm gonna build a map here. So I've got some state data, and I've got some sales data, so I'm gonna say, we're gonna say by state. These maps are actually built in. You can pull in every state file, shape files. You can download those from the government website. You can also use spatial data also, so if you have the geocode data inside it, or the lat long data, you can actually pinpoint stuff on the map. I have reports I use for that to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and do state, let's do state, this one right here, let's go right there. Next. And crop the map, we add a big map layer here, and make it look good in the background. Not going to do that because I'm on the internet, I'm on the machine here. Next, I can make it a color analytic map, bubble map, I can do this by word I want. We'll do a color analytic here. Next, there's my data set that I created, this map. In my data set, I have the state names there. So I'm going to pick state, name, right here, and we're going to map name. Good. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that whatever item is selected here matches the one down below here. So the state name should match state name. You can also do state abbreviations too. And I'm going to visualize my sell price. And I'll do it, say, from white to green. I can select labels too if I wanted. The label will be the sales price. Finish that. Pretty good. And let's see how ugly this is. There we go.
So I've got my sales price up right now in Power View. I'm going to hit the city button, and I'll hit the map button after that.
Oh,
Well,
Mike, I like that map. Is that the vintage theme?
Yes, it's the vintage thing here. So, anyway, for the states that are more green, as you can see, we're making more sales in. The states not green, we're making less sales in. Again, if I had latitude, longitude data in the data set, I can have a little pinpoint to show exactly where the sales are occurring at. His machine, or his tool had the ability to do that. This is the reporting service that does. You have to have a lat long way for that to happen.
Looks like you don't have to have the internet either. Brian's struggling here for some internet connection to his map.
a nice pretty report.
Well, so, now let me ask, Mike, what about scalability? Let's say I'm a large growing enterprise. I'm growing year after year, expanding into new territories. Maybe I've got a bunch of them. Maybe I've got a lot of people that need to get these rates, these reports all at the same time. How does your solution scale?
So, you know, reporting services?
Yes.
So reporting services, you can actually farm out reporting services. So I can have multiple servers on the farm. I can have them all share the same reporting services instance. So even though they're connected to one instance, you can have multiple servers on that farm. So you can continue to scale that up. And the farm itself actually manages that, pushes out the processing and the data to the farm. So,
What about you, Hippie? I mean, this is good. A nice small one.
Yeah.
I'm young, I'm enterprising, I need something fast.
Well, that's the challenge with this, frankly, is this is an in-memory system right now, right? So eventually I'm going to reach a cap where my memory runs out, and I'm going to need to find a different solution then. So what is great about this, though, is my users can start prototyping my items, though, and as I start, there's no solid black and white answer. What I can do is I can say, all right, I'm at a scalability problem. Let me take those components and put them in the proper data warehouse.
Now, if you were utilizing SharePoint, could you use a SharePoint form to scale this out, say as the enterprise grows?
You could, yes. So that would help a little bit, but you're going to hit memory constrictions at some point in time.
So you're going to be limited on the amount of memory that you've got on your individual workstation.
Correct. Where in his case, it can spool the disk a little better. This is not going to handle spooling as well as Mike's solution is. But I'm done. I got a map in a few seconds. So now this is actually not using SharePoint in this case. This is actually using Excel. I hit a few buttons. I hit two buttons, the city and my sales. Now I'm looking at my sales by city. And if I wanted to, I can actually add some other extra flavor into this by bringing in a product category. I'll check that box, and we'll start to see the little pie charts on each city and how my sales are by each city.
Looks like Mike's making some more tabular reports.
From
Oh, gauge.
Oh, it's in a gauge now.
Brian, show me your gauge.
Brian, you have a gauge?
Brian?
I don't do gauges.
You don't do
Oh, I was on the gauges? Really? Why is that?
Yeah, I want to see multiple gauges.
Something is not a bar graph.
You have pie charts? Oh,
I do have pie charts.
Yeah,
Amazing. So the other thing you can do is when I'm all done with this, I can save this out. I'll call this Mike, whatever. It's going to put in my gallery, and it has to have one gallery where all of Mike's reporting service reports, all of my stuff, my PowerPoint stuff is all in one location. But if I'm going to talk to management about my warehouse guys, I could also export this over to PowerPoint and do a nice presentation.
Mike, how do you get your data in PowerPoint?
Screenshot.
Screenshots. Actually, you can export them out to PDF, Excel, to to a bunch of data types, PNGs, things like that, and then you can hold it to. But it's all static data at that point. I can't actually click on it and do anything with it.
I've got a nice little interact button right here in mine. And so if I go into that board meeting now, I can hit the button, interact, and I can actually play with my data while I'm talking live with my executives.
This is something else you have to do in reporting services. You have to go into edit format currency. So,
I'm sold. Let's do that one.